Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of From the Desk of Blake James. I'm Jon Meterparel with the AD Blake James. We are coming to you live. I feel like Brent Musburger. You are looking live. Right now, we are in the LLH Healthcare Content Studio, and we thank them for their support. Great to have new sponsors.
Hey, great to have sponsors. I want to thank LLH.
Absolutely. They're doing great work for us here at BC, and a guy that did great work on the football field throughout his career, Luke Kuechly, just inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You were there in Ohio watching that and supporting the BC cause. And what Luke, I think, translated to the entire audience was how much BC meant to him.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible person. And obviously, we couldn't ask for a better representative of Boston College. And, getting a chance to know Luke a little bit, through his College Football Hall of Fame induction a few years ago, and now this year in Canton. Obviously an incredible football player, and was recognized both by the College Hall and the NFL Hall. I think what makes it special is he's probably even a better person, and just a great reflection on us, and it's what everyone should strive to be like.
Yeah, no, I think he's the perfect model for a BC student athlete. I love the fact during his press conference he mentioned men and women for others, and what he learned about the whole holistic education at Boston College, and that's a tremendous testament to the community.
It really is. And I thought one of the things that was neat in both in Las Vegas and in Canton, just a number of his teammates on their own dollar, being there in support. And I think it talks about, the bonds and friendships that were created. And, one of the guys wasn't even a part of the football team, but just, part of that BC experience, I think that just really lasts a lifetime. And I think that's part of the many benefits, the young people who put the logo on at Boston College and never take it off. It goes for life.
Did you get a chance to tour the museum or what?
I've been there before, did not go in this time, was busy just doing the Hall of Fame stuff. Ironically, it was a long time ago when I was at Maine. We played Youngstown State.
Wow.
And we decided to take our group of people that day and toured through the hall that day. But they had, Fan Fest going, went down through the Fan Fest. They had food from, every team and whatnot. They had, bands going and that. So did a little bit of Fan Fest and then in the stadium. And then the Carolina Panthers really put together a first-class reception post-ceremony in recognition of Luke. And so got to spend some time there and talk to him a little bit and, see some of our other guys there. So it was great. It was really a special day and obviously for a special person.
He joins a select group of BC football players in the Hall of Fame. Ernie Stotner, Art Donovan, now Luke Kuechly. No doubt more to come on the list.
And a guy at 35, and I don't remember what the exact number is, but I think only 4 people maybe, that got in at such a, such a young age. But again, just a recognition of the incredible football player he is.
As practice continues, 2 weeks from Saturday is the opener against Cincinnati. I know you've been to practice a few times. What are your takeaways in the early going?
I think, again, and this probably isn't from the field as much as just, talking with our strength coaches and Bill and everything. I mean, we're a bigger, faster, stronger team. I think the key is how do we come together as a team? You have 31 transfers, 20 new guys, 51 of basically your 105, haven't played a game in a Boston College uniform before. And I think that's the era of college football that we're in right now. What teams become teams the fastest and are able to go out and execute because there isn't more of a team game than football, and we need every guy to do their job. And so I'm excited to watch him. As you were out there at practice today, and watching him run through some things. I've watched him do some hitting, and I'm looking forward to September 5th and seeing him get to line up against someone else and really do some hitting.
I think Bill's talked about this a lot during camp: the energy, the enthusiasm, the grit that they're showing, the new leadership with guys like Anthony Polano and some of the other transfer portal players. I think that was a needed boost.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you have to do. The game has evolved. And so while I think bringing high school kids in and developing them, which we've done a great job, use Luke Kuechly as an example, we got to be in the transfer portal game. And I think, our team went out and really got after it. And, like I said, 31 new guys in here and looking forward to watching them make an impact on game day.
And it's coming. You mentioned September 5th at Cincinnati. Plans are still ongoing for the opener against Rutgers here. It's going to be a triumphant night to celebrate the memory of Wells Crowther and BC, to celebrate the football program in general. And Is that something you and your staff must be working very hard?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a night that this country can, we want to recognize and honor all those that, gave so much. Wells obviously made the ultimate sacrifice, and really saved so many lives. But it's something that you don't want the country to ever forget. What happened, obviously, is 25 years ago now. There's a lot of people, probably everyone on that football field, that wasn't alive when that happened. And I think it's one of the special things that not only our team, because I think our team gets a great understanding of it, but the visiting team gets an understanding of it. And I think it really came together well this year, having it be a BC Rutgers matchup, the Boston, New York. And I don't know the impact of, that 9/11 had on the Rutgers community. Obviously, it had a significant impact on our BC family. But again, I don't think there's anything better than to have BC and Rutgers playing on September 11th to really recognize and honor those that lost their lives and lost loved ones on that day 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's already been 25 years. And when fans come to that game, they'll see some renovations at Alumni Stadium. We've talked about it on past athletic director reports, but I was in there the other day, and extremely noticeable when you see the new chairback plan and everything coming into focus there, and Matt Conway and his staff, what they've done to complete the renovation project.
Yeah, and our partners on campus. Again, we've gotten great support from Patrick O'Hearn and his team on campus and getting this done. I'm excited about it. As you've touched on, it was a needed upgrade, in our stadium. In this day and age of rev share and a greater demand on revenue, we got to figure out how we can generate more revenue as a program. And there's a wide variety of ways that we do that. One is creating more premium opportunities, and that is what we did with this. And it's a situation where we've gotten a great response. With that said, there's tickets left, and whether that's to be on one of the bleachers or be in one of the chairs, I encourage everyone out there to reach out to the ticket office because they don't want to miss that night. It's going to be a special night. We've worked with ESPN2 to really make it a special night. We're going to do some things above and beyond. I'll keep as kind of surprises for people, but I'll tell them they'll want to be in their seats. They'll want to be there. It's going to be an electric crowd. It's going to be an electric night, and looking forward to us battling Rutgers.
You know what? I was talking to someone the other day when I was at the scrimmage. The beauty of Alumni Stadium is there's not a bad seat in the place. A lot of places in college football, you say, I wouldn't want to be sitting up there. You've been around a lot of schools where that's the case. That's not the case at Alumni.
No, it's a relatively small stadium. We compare it to a lot of stadiums, at 44.5, and its number, goes down a little bit now with these new seats. But like you said, there's not a bad seat. And that's, I think the footprint we'll have where we've seen the demand and where the feedback from our fan base is they want more than the steel bleacher option, right, and are willing to pay a premium price for it. And that's why we added that. And I think we'll continue to look at what are things that make sense that our fan base really is interested in having as part of the experience that allow us to generate more revenue as this era of college athletics continues to evolve. And we need to make sure we're doing what we can do to generate that revenue to keep us competitive on the national landscape.
And a guy who's been at practice a few times as well, a constant presence on the BC campus, is Father Jack Butler, just beginning his tenure as school president. What does that mean to you?
That's great. And I'll say this, Father Leahy was outstanding to me through my 4 years at Boston College. And, he handed the baton off to Father Jack on August 1st. And, Father Jack has grabbed it. And I think as anyone, he wants to take it and take the institution to even greater heights. And again, that'll be a challenge because when you look at what, Father Leahy was able to accomplish, for Boston College in his time, it's really incredible. Obviously, Father Jack has taken it, and I'm working with him on what we need to do to take athletics to an even greater height. I've met with him every week. I've actually been meeting with him since January and even back before that. And so it's one where I'm excited to work with him and really work on operationalizing the plan that he has and how we can elevate the heights to new heights.
I like what you did there. A keen observer of football, as a team chaplain for many years, and you could tell he loves the game. He loves being out at practice. He loves observing, and that's a good sign.
He's a football guy. Yeah. And, I know he's going to go to a few games, and on the road, as you know, the visiting athletic director gets a suite, and so I'll be sharing the suite with him, and I'm sure there'll be some energy and emotion that he has because he's passionate about it. He loves Boston College. He loves Boston College football, and he wants to see us win games. And so we'll be up there, and I'm sure, doing all we can to support the team and bring home a victory.
No doubt, and I'm sure he's excited about the fall sports season underway, as you are. Women's soccer with a win the other night against St. John's. They opened the season with a 7-1 victory over Siena. Men's soccer season opener is this Thursday as we sit here, a day away. So there's a lot of excitement around campus.
We're 2-0 as a program right now. Credit women's soccer, 2 big wins there to start the year. But every game matters. And, as you touched on, Siena was the first one. They got the win over St. John's. And so, a great start for them. And we got everyone else going. Men's soccer, as you said, starts up Thursday. Field hockey gets going. Volleyball's right around the corner. We already touched on the fact that football, is just a couple weeks away, and men's, women's cross country. And so we'll have all the fall sports going. And, the winter sports are starting to trickle back here as well as we get ready to start the school year.
Won't be long now. I talked to Kelly Doughton the other way and Connie Form, and she's extremely happy about where her team's headed. She loves their new freshmen coming in. I think you talk to any coach, as you do all the time, this is the time of year where everybody, they tend to sometimes be pessimistic, but the optimism abounds now.
Everyone's undefeated right now.
Right.
So you want to carry that streak as long as you can. But no, you need to be excited. And obviously, in every case, they're working hard in the off season. And, regardless of what the sport is, they want to elevate from where they were last year. Wherever they finished, the goal for every one of our programs is to finish better, to be stronger. And, that's something where the coaches work on that, the kids work on that. And, I'm excited to get things going.
And we're excited, too, about the Team Impact program that Mike Wynn and Van Wagner work so closely with Team Impact. You do as well with the BC Athletic Department. What they did last week, introducing their newest Team Impact football player, so to speak. Logan March is his name. That happened on August 11th. There was a tremendous press conference. The entire football team and staff were there, and Bill O'Brien spoke eloquently about Logan and what he means to the group and what does that program mean to BC.
I think it means a ton. I think a lot of times people look at it and think of how cool is it for Logan that he gets to be a part of the BC football team. And it is. And I don't want to downplay that at all. But in a lot of ways, in what I've found in my time here at Boston College, and actually we had a Team Impact partner at my previous institution as well, is the impact it has on the kids and what it means to them. And I think their appreciation for the opportunity that they have, that in many cases, their Team Impact teammate will never have that opportunity. And so, I think it's great for the teammates. I think in today's day and age, it's great for our student athletes as well. There's so much pressure on them, and from a mental health standpoint and everything. I just think it's such a great program. Chrissy Kelleher, who's the CEO, former BC alum. I've been with Charlie Baker, and the NCAA's really, supported this, and I know Charlie thinks it's great, and BC's really been a leader in it, and so I'm proud to be a part of that. Proud that we have so many different teammates, as part of our program, and it's something that, if it was up to me, if we could have a teammate for every one of our teams, I think it would be great for our kids in addition to our Team Impact teammates.
Think about what they learned from that kid, from Logan March this fall and winter, what the football team will take away from that.
Exactly. And again, that's why I think it's such a win really for both sides. Like I said, Logan is going to have an incredible experience. I know our guys and our coaching staff will make sure of that. But at the same time, I know he'll have a tremendous impact on our coaching staff and guys as well.
No question. Acacia Walker, a familiar name. She's the women's lacrosse coach.
Winner.
She is a winner. She led Team USA to the gold medal at the Lacrosse Women's Championships, and it was a decorated roster with 8 former Eagles, including goalie Shea Dulce, the Eagle of the Year, Kenzie Kent, Sydney Scales. I can go on and on. Emma Lapinto. That's a great honor for the BC program.
Team USA that probably could have had a / Team BC beyond it. It's one where, obviously a credit to her and what she's built in her program, that she has that elite talent base in our alumni group that can go out and really show the world how strong the U.S. is in women's lacrosse. And, credit to Acacia and all of our alums. What a special accomplishment. We need to celebrate that. They are just, great representatives of us, and, excited to be able to celebrate with them. I haven't had a chance to catch up with Acacia in person yet. And so look forward to doing that. And I look forward to celebrating our alums back here for a football game this fall as well.
Now it's gold medal winner, Acacia Walker Weinstein.
Yeah,
You know,
national champ, gold medals. Like I said at the start, winner, and again, that's who Acacia is. I mean, she takes on the challenge and just does an incredible job as our women's lacrosse coach, and was again very excited and thrilled for her that she had this opportunity with Team USA and that they're able to go out and execute the game plan.
Finally, as we move towards the kickoff of football and everything else that we talked about, what are your thoughts entering September?
It's going to be an exciting time. Again, you get, as you know, John, and you and I, I think probably love college football. I mean, it's 12 Saturdays. And actually we got one Friday this year. So I should say it's 12 game days. And, it's a situation where, from Cincinnati to game 12 at Miami, it's just going to be a ride. And I'm looking forward to it. It'll be, I'm sure there'll be some bumps along the way. And I'm sure we'll have some celebrations. Obviously, I'm hoping for more celebration than bumps. But as I've said all along, let's go out and see this team get better, because I know that's what Bill and our staff are working at. I know what that's our guys are working at. And so I'm looking forward to September 5th and getting out there and supporting them and watching BC football.
Yep, it's going to be a lot of fun. We always enjoy it. Blake, a pleasure.
Always great to be with you, and great to be here in the LLH studios.
See, look at that. You're a true broadcast pro now. From the LLH Healthcare Content Studios, he's Blake James. I'm Jon Meterparel. Thanks for watching, everybody.